Have you ever wondered if some of your daily habits might be silently impacting your health and happiness as you age? Aging gracefully isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. In this video, we'll explore 7 unintentional behaviors that many older adults adopt without even realizing their effects. By understanding these common pitfalls, you can take proactive steps to enhance your well-being, strengthen your relationships, and maintain your sense of self-worth. Why should you watch until the end? You'll not only uncover these hidden habits, but also gain practical tips to transform them into positive actions. Whether you're looking to improve your confidence, reconnect with loved ones, or embrace new technologies, this video offers valuable insights to help you live a more fulfilling and dignified life. Don't miss out on empowering yourself with the knowledge to make meaningful changes. Stay tuned and discover how to thrive in your later years. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Neglecting physical appearance. Neglecting physical appearance can quietly dim the light within us. As the years go by, it becomes easy, perhaps too easy, to let certain routines slip. Many older adults fall into the mindset that their appearance no longer matters, reasoning, "Why should I bother? Who cares at this point?" Yet this belief is far from harmless. It can subtly erode our self-esteem, leaving us feeling invisible not just to others but to ourselves. This isn't about vanity or impressing anyone. It's about honoring the person who stares back at you in the mirror every day. When you stop caring for your physical appearance, it sends a message, both to yourself and the world, that you're no longer worth the effort. Over time, this can chip away at your confidence, leading to withdrawal from social interactions and a diminished sense of purpose. But the truth is, those small, everyday rituals, combing your hair, wearing well-fitted clothes, adding a splash of color to your outfit, or a touch of perfume, are acts of self-respect. They whisper, "You matter. You are worthy of care." Think about the feeling of slipping on a favorite sweater, brushing your hair until it shines, or wearing something that brings out your best features. These simple actions hold extraordinary power. They can uplift your spirit, make you feel more confident, and shift how you interact with the world. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing not just an aging face, but a person of dignity, grace, and resilience. A person who has earned every line and every gray hair but still exudes vitality. That feeling of self-recognition is priceless, and it creates a ripple effect. You stand taller, walk into a room with quiet assurance, and open yourself to connections with others. Taking care of your appearance is also deeply personal. It doesn't mean adhering to trends or trying to appear younger than you are. Instead, it's about embracing your current self with authenticity and pride. Wear comfortable clothes and reflect who you are, a person with a rich history and a unique style. Maybe it's a scarf you bought on a special trip or a watch that reminds you of someone you love. These choices tell a story about you and anchor you in your identity, even as the years bring change. Ultimately, nurturing your outward appearance is an act of self-love. It's about saying, "I'm still here. I still matter." After decades of giving to others, facing life's storms, and celebrating its joys, why not treat yourself with the same care and attention you've always extended to the world? Your reflection deserves more than a passing glance. It deserves a gaze filled with compassion and pride. So, the next time you feel tempted to say, "It doesn't matter how I look," pause. Ask yourself, am I giving myself the respect and kindness I deserve? Because you do deserve it. All of it. 2. Focusing too much on the past. As we grow older, it's tempting to retreat into the comforting embrace of our memories. The past often feels like a sanctuary, a place where life seemed simpler, love was pure, and every moment brimmed with hope and possibility. Those cherished memories are not just fleeting thoughts. They are the building blocks of who we are, each one carefully crafted through years of joy, pain, and perseverance. And yet, as warm and inviting as the past can be, dwelling there too long can quietly steal from us the beauty of the present and the promise of the future. We've all been there, starting a story with "back in my day," or silently comparing today's fast-paced, chaotic world with the golden glow of a bygone era. It's natural, even comforting, to revisit those moments. After all, they remind us of a time when we felt stronger, more vital, or more connected. But when we focus too much on those memories, we risk anchoring ourselves to a world that no longer exists, leaving us disconnected from the vibrancy of now. Worse, this habit can isolate us from those around us, especially younger generations who may see our nostalgia as a dismissal of their experiences. They might feel as though we're rejecting their reality in favor of one they'll never fully understand, creating a subtle but painful distance. The past, while precious, can sometimes cast shadows over the present. Memories of loved ones we've lost, opportunities that slipped through our fingers, or the energy and freedom of youth can shift from sweet reflections to sources of aching regret. Have you ever found yourself gazing out of a window, replaying an old conversation, or reliving a decision you wish you'd made differently? While it's human to yearn for what was, living too deeply in those moments can magnify our losses and leave us blind to the beauty still blooming around us. Think about the small wonders we might overlook while we're caught in the past. The spontaneous laughter of a grandchild, the soft warmth of sunlight on a winter morning, or the gentle, unexpected kindness of a stranger holding open a door. These are the gifts of the present. Fragile, fleeting, and extraordinary. But if we're too busy looking back, we miss the chance to hold them close. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. More importantly, clinging too tightly to the past can stunt our growth. No matter how old we are, life continues to teach us, offering opportunities to evolve, to connect, and to discover joy. Every new day is a blank page waiting to be filled with laughter, love, and lessons. What if we treated today with the same reverence we give to our fondest memories? What if we looked at the present not as something to endure but as something to embrace? This doesn't mean we should forget the past. Far from it. Our memories are treasures, filled with wisdom and strength that can guide us. The resilience we learn from heartache, the tenderness we felt raising a family, the courage we showed in hard times. These aren't just stories. They're the tools that help us build the life we want to live now. So, how do we find balance? Start by letting curiosity lead you. Ask your grandchild about their latest hobby or favorite band. Try a new recipe, plant a flower you've never seen bloom, or take a moment to watch a sunrise with fresh eyes. Engage with the world around you, not to replace the past, but to enrich it with new experiences. The present may never replicate the golden moments of your youth, but it has treasures of its own, waiting to be discovered if you're willing to look. Remember, the past is a chapter in your life, not the whole book. And while it's a chapter worth revisiting, the story ahead still has room for laughter, connection, and discovery. By staying open to what's here and now, you not only honor the life you've lived, but also the life you're still creating. One precious, irreplaceable moment at a time. Embrace it, and let it remind you that every sunrise brings the chance to weave new memories into the tapestry of your life. 3. Becoming overly critical. As we grow older, our perspective becomes sharper, honed by years of life experience and a deep well of wisdom. It's a remarkable gift to see situations with clarity, to understand complexities that others might overlook, and to recognize potential where others might see none. This ability to discern right from wrong, or to identify areas for improvement, is one of the rewards of a long, reflective life. But this same gift, if left unchecked, can sometimes manifest as a tendency toward excessive criticism, a habit of pointing out flaws, offering unsolicited advice, or expressing dissatisfaction with how things are done today. Criticism often comes from a place of care. It's born of a desire to help, to guide others toward what we perceive as a better path. But it's also rooted in frustration, when the world doesn't meet the high standards we know it could, or when traditions and values we hold dear seem to slip away. While the intention may be noble, the impact can be devastating. Those closest to you, your children, grandchildren, or friends, might feel as though they're walking on eggshells, bracing for judgment at every turn. What begins as an attempt to share wisdom can, over time, push them away, leaving you feeling isolated from the very people you cherish most. It's easy to fall into this trap. The world today can feel bewildering, filled with changes that seem to rush past like a river you can no longer wade into. The rise of new technologies, shifting cultural norms, and the choices of younger generations may feel alien, even trivial, compared to the values and struggles you've lived through. The temptation to say, "We did it better in my day," or "this generation doesn't understand what's important," can be strong. But this outlook, while rooted in nostalgia and experience, can unintentionally diminish the unique contributions and challenges of those who come after us. Criticism, when habitual, does not reflect kindness. It reflects rigidity, a steadfast clinging to what once was. Yet, wisdom isn't about imposing your view of the world. It's about offering insight with empathy and love. Think about the power of words. A kind observation can inspire, but a harsh critique can wound deeply, creating scars of inadequacy or resentment. Ask yourself how you felt when judged unfairly in your younger years. Did it encourage you, or did it make you shrink back, questioning your worth? Instead of pointing out what's wrong, practice celebrating what's right. Shift your focus from shortcomings to strengths. Acknowledging effort, even if it falls short of your expectations, builds bridges instead of walls. Imagine telling a grandchild, "I'm so proud of how you've pursued your dreams," rather than questioning the practicality of their career choice. Small moments of encouragement like this can transform relationships, fostering trust and connection. Take a moment to reflect. Why does certain behavior irritate you? Is it truly the external situation, or could it be rooted in feelings of loss, loneliness, or even fear of being left behind as the world changes? These emotions are natural, but they don't have to define your actions. Recognizing them can help you redirect your energy toward connection instead of critique. Instead of lamenting how things have changed, celebrate your role in shaping the lives of those around you. Share stories of your challenges and triumphs, not as instructions, but as inspiration. Wisdom given with gentleness can light the way for others without casting shadows. Before offering criticism, pause and ask yourself, is this necessary? Is it kind? Will it bring us closer? Often, the greatest gift you can offer is simply listening. Truly hearing someone without the need to correct or judge. By appreciating others as they are, and by finding joy in the differences that make us all unique, you create an environment where your wisdom is welcomed, not feared. Your life's experiences are a treasure, a legacy that can uplift and guide those you love. When shared with warmth and humility, your wisdom has the power to nurture relationships, heal old wounds, and inspire those around you. Let your words be a source of light, encouraging growth and connection rather than building barriers. In this way, you'll not only enrich the lives of others but also find a deeper sense of fulfillment, knowing that your gift of understanding has truly made a difference. 4. Isolating yourself. As the years roll on, life inevitably shifts, and with it, the rhythms that once guided us begin to slow or change in ways we never quite anticipated. It's not always sudden. It's not as though one day you wake up and realize you've shut yourself off from the world. It happens gradually, almost imperceptibly, and often, the first signs are subtle. Friends who once filled your days may move far away, or they might leave us entirely. Family, too, becomes absorbed in the whirlwind of their own lives. Children grow up, and grandkids are busy with their obligations. Meanwhile, our bodies begin to speak louder and louder with aches and pains that keep us from doing the things we used to love. Without realizing it, you may find yourself retreating into the comfortable but lonely solitude of your own home. A missed phone call here, an unanswered invitation there, And before you know it, weeks turn into months, and months into years. And all this time, loneliness does not scream out for attention. It quietly creeps in, settling into your heart like an unwelcome guest who, over time, becomes a constant companion. At first, it might feel like a natural response. You convince yourself that it's easier this way, that you don't want to burden anyone with your needs or your presence. They have their own lives to worry about, you tell yourself. Why should they be concerned with mine? Perhaps you've experienced the sting of rejection in small ways. A call that goes unanswered or an invitation that is never extended back. Over time, these little moments chip away at your confidence and lead you to believe that reaching out isn't worth the effort. So, you retreat further. It feels safer and more comfortable to be alone, to avoid the risk of rejection or disappointment. But what starts as a simple act of self-protection slowly morphs into something far more damaging. It's crucial to realize that this self-imposed isolation isn't as harmless as it may seem. The truth is that loneliness is a silent killer. It's often as harmful to your health as smoking or obesity. And what's even more heartbreaking is that loneliness isn't just about being physically alone. It affects every part of us, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. It's been linked to everything from depression and anxiety to cognitive decline and weakened immune systems. The effects can be devastating, subtly eroding your quality of life, bit by bit, until one day you realize that the vibrant person you once were feels like a shadow of your former self. And yet, despite all this, isolation often feels deceptively comfortable. In the quiet of your own space, it's easy to tell yourself that this is what you want, that this is enough. The world outside can feel overwhelming, and the thought of putting yourself out there, of being vulnerable, is often too much to bear. But deep within, there's a yearning we can't ignore. Humans are wired for connection. We were never meant to walk this path alone. No matter how old we are, we long for the warmth of a friend's hug, the sound of laughter shared over a meal, and the comfort of someone's voice when we need it most. These are the small, beautiful moments that bring life to its meaning. And when we isolate ourselves, we miss out on these experiences, these fleeting treasures that make life worth living. Reaching out to others, though, isn't always easy, especially when loneliness feels like a wall that's grown too high. But I promise you, breaking free from isolation is one of the most powerful acts of self-care you can undertake. And it doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Sometimes, all it takes is a simple text, a phone call, or an invitation to spend a few hours together. You might find, to your surprise, that the people you've been avoiding are not only happy to hear from you, they may have been waiting for you to reach out. That's the beautiful thing about human connection. It often works both ways. If health issues make it difficult to leave home, don't despair. Technology has given us the gift of virtual connection. You can still see the faces of loved ones, join in on group chats, or attend online events from the comfort of your own home. If you feel like you've outgrown old friends or social circles, there's no shame in making new connections. Many communities offer opportunities for older adults to meet like-minded people, whether it's through senior centers, exercise classes designed for people in your age group, or local volunteering efforts. The beauty of giving back is that it not only provides you with a sense of purpose but also connects you with others who share your values. Volunteering can remind you of your worth and reinvigorate that sense of belonging that we all crave deep inside. However, there's more to it than just the outward actions. It's essential to dig deep and examine what drives our retreat into isolation. Sometimes, it's not just a matter of convenience or habit. It may stem from deep feelings of grief, fear, or the unsettling thought that you're no longer needed. These emotions are heavy, and carrying them alone is a heavy burden. But I want to urge you, please don't carry this alone. Find someone to talk to. Speak to a counselor, join a support group, or simply confide in a friend or family member you trust. It's okay to be vulnerable. That vulnerability is the key to forging stronger, more meaningful relationships. When we open ourselves up, we invite others in, and that's when the magic happens. Life is richest when shared, when the weight of your experiences is lightened by the presence of others who understand. You don't have to face the world alone. There is beauty and grace in the world, and there are people, whether new or old, who will gladly walk beside you. Take that brave step, no matter how small, and open your heart to the possibilities that come with connecting again. You deserve the laughter, the companionship, and the warmth of others. You deserve to feel seen, heard, and loved. Life is meant to be lived in connection, with others and with yourself. Don't let loneliness be the story you tell. Instead, rewrite it, one step, one conversation, one connection at a time. Your story isn't over yet. 5. Ignoring health symptoms. As we age, there's a quiet temptation to dismiss the small aches, pains, and changes in our bodies as mere side effects of getting older. A stiff joint here, persistent fatigue there, or an occasional lapse in memory. These little inconveniences might seem trivial, as if they're just part of the process. After all, you've already faced so many battles in life. Why let a few physical discomforts derail your momentum now? You've earned your resilience, so surely you can just power through it, right? But here's the thing. This mindset, while common, is deeply flawed and even dangerous. Ignoring health symptoms isn't just about overlooking minor inconveniences. It's about neglecting a vital part of yourself that has supported you through all those years. These aches and pains aren't random nuisances. They're signals from your body, pleading for attention. By brushing them aside, you risk allowing small issues to spiral into much bigger ones. Your body is speaking to you, and you must listen. Every ache, every bout of fatigue, every moment of forgetfulness is a whisper that could prevent a louder cry for help later. So why ignore them? Why let something that can be addressed now fester into a life-altering condition? If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. For many of us, there's also this overwhelming sense of resignation that creeps in as we age. A voice inside us begins to murmur, "This is just how it is now. This is what getting old is like." And yes, aging certainly brings its challenges, but it doesn't mean you have to suffer through them needlessly. Medicine, wellness, and nutritional science have come a long way, offering ways to not only extend life but to enhance it, to restore energy and vitality that seemed lost forever. Ignoring symptoms robs you of the chance to tap into those advancements and create a life that's filled with strength, joy, and independence, rather than pain and frustration. Another piece of this puzzle is the tendency to prioritize others over ourselves. Perhaps, for decades, you've devoted your time and energy to family, raising children, caring for your spouse, supporting friends, and always putting others first. It's hard to break free from that pattern now, isn't it? It might feel selfish to focus on your health when there are still so many people in your life who need you. But let me tell you, taking care of yourself is one of the greatest acts of love you can offer, not just to yourself, but to everyone you hold dear. Your health is the foundation on which everything else stands. If you want to continue being there for the people who depend on you, you must first be there for yourself. You deserve this care. Your body has earned it. Seeking help for health symptoms doesn't have to feel like an overwhelming task. Start small. Schedule regular checkups, even if you feel perfectly fine. These appointments are more than just a formality. They're an opportunity to catch subtle changes before they become overwhelming problems. Be open with your doctor, even about what feels insignificant. You'd be surprised how a simple symptom, a lingering cough, some occasional dizziness, unexpected weight loss, can be the key to preventing something much more serious down the road. But it's not just about medical visits. It's about choosing to live well every day. Even small amounts of physical activity can work wonders. A short walk, some light stretching, or a few gentle yoga poses can rejuvenate your body and mind. Eating a diet rich in whole foods, drinking enough water, and getting quality sleep aren't just routines. They're acts of self-care that show love for the body that's carried you through everything. Reducing stress through mindful practices or meditation can ease the burden on your mind, giving you the emotional space to feel balanced and energized. And let's not forget mental health. It's easy to dismiss feelings of sadness or forgetfulness as just part of getting older, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Mental well-being is just as vital as physical health, and often they are inextricably connected. If you're experiencing persistent sadness, anxiety, or memory issues, it's okay to seek help. These aren't things you have to carry alone. Reaching out for support can improve your quality of life in ways you never imagined. Ignoring health symptoms is akin to disregarding the incredible gift of life itself. Your body has carried you through decades of memories, trials, triumphs, and beautiful moments. It deserves your care and attention now more than ever. By listening to its whispers and responding with compassion and action, you not only honor the years you've lived, but you also embrace the many more beautiful moments waiting for you. Take the time to nurture yourself, because you are worth it. You are deserving of every ounce of care, respect, and love you give to others. Let this be a reminder that caring for yourself is not a luxury, but a necessity that holds the key to truly living, not just existing in your later years. 6. Underestimating the power of technology. For many older adults, technology can feel like an intimidating force, like an ever-advancing wave that's just too overwhelming to surf. The rapid pace of innovation, with its endless gadgets, apps, and digital systems, can leave anyone, regardless of age, feeling confused and disconnected. To younger generations, swiping, clicking, and scrolling is second nature, but to someone who's witnessed decades of change, it all seems foreign, even unfathomable. You might think, I've lived all these years without it, so why start now? And that's understandable, that resistance, that hesitance to dive into something so unfamiliar. But what if, by turning away from technology, you're closing the door on a treasure chest full of opportunities to connect, simplify, and even grow? Let me be honest. Technology isn't some force designed to replace the life you've carefully built over the years. It's not about erasing the past. Rather, it's about adding a new layer that enhances it. Think about the joy of hearing your grandchild's laughter through a video call, even if they're on the other side of the world. It's a connection that, just a few decades ago, would have been unimaginable. Picture the relief of having groceries delivered right to your doorstep with just a few clicks, sparing you from the physical and emotional strain of crowded stores, long lines, and the aches that come with it. Technology, in its purest form, exists to make life easier, more connected, and yes, more enjoyable. It's a bridge between you and the moments that truly matter. But I get it. There's a fear that lingers in the background, the fear of making a mistake, of feeling foolish, or of being left behind. Who hasn't felt that dread when faced with something new and foreign? I've felt it myself many times. It's human. But here's the thing. You've faced that fear before. Every skill you've ever mastered, every new experience that's shaped you, began with a moment of discomfort, didn't it? From learning to drive to figuring out how to use a typewriter, each challenge you've overcome has only made you stronger. And that's exactly how technology should be viewed, not as a challenge, but as another opportunity for growth. It's just a skill, waiting to be unlocked. Start small. No need to dive in head first. Take it one step at a time, focusing on the things that matter most to you. Maybe it's connecting with loved ones by sharing photos on social media or finding a new recipe online to try. Maybe you'll discover the joy of reading a book on a tablet or learning how to video chat with friends you haven't seen in years. And don't be afraid to ask for help. The wonderful thing about our world today is that there's an endless well of people eager to share their knowledge with you. Whether it's your children, your grandchildren, or even a local community center offering free tech lessons, there's no shortage of support waiting to guide you. They won't see it as a burden. They'll see it as an opportunity to pass on something valuable. Embracing technology isn't about trying to keep pace with younger generations. It's about taking control, about refusing to let fear define your future. It's about maintaining your independence and enriching your life, all while proving, once again, that age is just a number. You've adapted through countless stages of life. Now, you can adapt to this one, too. Technology, when approached with curiosity, isn't a monster to be tamed, but rather a gift to be unwrapped. It's a tool, a chance to explore new ways of living, connecting, and discovering joy in the world around you. I can't tell you how many times I've heard older individuals say, "I wish I had started sooner." But the beautiful thing is, it's never too late to start. Embracing technology could very well be the thing that makes the next chapter of your life the most fulfilling yet. So, don't underestimate the power of what lies at your fingertips. This world is changing, but you can change with it, with the same grace, strength, and wisdom that has guided you through every phase before. Technology isn't something to fear, it's a new ally in your journey, a bridge to a richer, more connected life. 7. Hiding your true feelings. As the years pass, it's not uncommon for many older adults to feel an overwhelming, silent pressure to keep up the facade of strength. It's as though there's an unspoken expectation that no matter how heavy your heart feels, you must always appear unshaken. This expectation often comes from a lifetime spent prioritizing the needs of others, raising families, managing responsibilities, and problem-solving, often at the expense of your emotional well-being. You've spent decades being the pillar of strength for those around you, and somewhere along the way, you may have started to believe that showing vulnerability would somehow be a burden on those you love. You might think, why trouble them with my worries? Or they wouldn't understand what I'm going through. And so, you silently carry your burdens, tucking your emotions deep inside, believing that by doing so, you're sparing others from having to share in your pain. But what happens when you suppress your feelings? By not allowing yourself to be honest with those around you, you unintentionally build walls that separate you from the very people who could offer you the comfort and love you so desperately need. You keep them at arm's length, convincing yourself that they don't need to see the struggles beneath the surface. But the truth is, when you hide your true feelings, you create distance, not just emotionally, but relationally. You deny your loved ones the chance to truly show up for you. And without that openness, the connection you share may start to feel shallow, even though it is anything but. The idea that suppressing emotions is a form of strength is a lie we often tell ourselves. Suppression is not the same as overcoming. By pushing down emotions like sadness, fear, or loneliness, you're only letting them fester in the dark corners of your mind, quietly growing more powerful with time. Over the years, this emotional weight can manifest as irritability, exhaustion, or even a deep sense of isolation. It's exhausting to maintain this facade, and eventually, it becomes so much a part of you that you start to believe that no one will ever want to listen. Or worse, that your struggles are too trivial to bother others with. But here's the truth I've learned over time. Sharing your feelings isn't a sign of weakness. It's one of the greatest signs of strength. It's a courageous act of allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to let others see you not just as the strong, capable person they know, but as a complex individual with fears, hopes, and emotional needs. When you allow yourself to express those emotions, you give the people who love you the beautiful opportunity to respond with care, support, and compassion. By being honest about your feelings, you strengthen the bonds that keep you connected. You invite the people in your life to truly know you, in all your beauty and messiness, and to offer their love and support in return. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Opening up doesn't mean you have to spill every detail of your heart to every person who crosses your path. It's about finding those safe, trusted spaces where you can be your authentic self. It could be a simple, heartfelt conversation with a close friend, a handwritten letter, or even a quiet moment of reflection in your journal. The process of sharing doesn't have to be grand, but it's an essential practice that allows you to let go of the emotional weight you've been carrying. And if the weight feels too heavy to carry on your own, seeking help from a counselor or support group can provide a sense of relief and understanding that is truly life-changing. There's something profoundly beautiful about sharing your emotions, something that goes beyond just your healing. When you open up, you not only give yourself the gift of relief, but you also become a role model for those around you. Your children, grandchildren, and friends witness your courage, and in turn, they learn that vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. You show them that it's okay to feel deeply, that it's okay to ask for help, and that the most meaningful connections we have are built on the foundation of honesty and shared emotions. In hiding your true feelings, you inadvertently create distance and prevent the people who love you from being fully present in your life. But when you allow yourself to be seen in all your human complexity, you create space for deep, authentic relationships. These relationships bring healing, understanding, and immense joy. Your emotions are not burdens. They are the essence of your humanity. Sharing them is not only a gift to those you love, but a gift to yourself. It opens the door to a life that is not just lived but fully felt, deeply experienced, and embraced with all its ups and downs. As you age, embracing this truth becomes even more important. Aging is not just a passage of time. It's a journey, one filled with moments of reflection, growth, joy, and challenges. We all have our blind spots, habits, and behaviors that can quietly sabotage our well-being, but becoming self-aware is a powerful tool. Recognizing when we're holding ourselves back, whether it's by neglecting our own needs, focusing too much on the past, or hiding our emotions, isn't about criticizing ourselves. It's about growth and honoring the life we've lived while stepping boldly into the life we still have ahead. Every day is an opportunity to make small, yet meaningful changes. Whether it's opening up to a loved one, embracing a new experience, or seeking professional help, these shifts have the power to transform the later years of life into some of the most enriching chapters. You've already shown incredible strength throughout your life, but now is the time to channel that same strength into nurturing your emotional well-being, your connections, and your sense of joy. You've earned it. You deserve it. And it's never too late to begin living a life that is truly, deeply yours. As we wrap up today's discussion, I want to take a moment to reflect on everything we've shared. Aging is a journey, full of wisdom, challenges, and opportunities for growth. We've learned how important it is to be honest with ourselves and those around us, especially when it comes to sharing our true feelings. By doing so, we not only nurture our emotional well-being but also create deeper connections with the people who love and care for us. It's not about being perfect, but about being real. And that is what strengthens the bonds that hold us together. So let me ask you, what have you learned from this video? Is there one thing you've heard today that you feel ready to bring into practice in your own life? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please take a moment to comment below and share the one lesson that resonated most with you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave your comment below, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content that can help you embrace aging with grace and purpose. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts and continuing this conversation with you.